Hello and good evening. We're back here on the new Drumard Farm server. And I am on my way back to the store. There's been a lot of changes since you guys were here last night. The money is, I believe, lower than when I last saw you, but we've actually made quite a bit of money and gone through quite a few months since then. And put a lot of hours on the tractor too. We're 6.6 hours now. I think we were like 2.7 or so at the end of the stream. Maybe it was 3 point something, I forget. But I was playing this morning before work. I was also playing during my lunch period. Oopsie. The sprayer got reset because I was having issues with it, which is, yeah, it's part of what we are doing here. Obviously, we also have a trailer and a baler sitting there. But as for this thing, we are going to sell it. Not bad. And oh, it immediately jumped right back in here. That is funny. For significantly less than we just got paid for it. We could buy it again and sell it. No, that would be cheating. That would be cheating. But I was looking at this guy. Hey, Husky. So it doesn't go quite as wide. The other one was out to 33, but it's cheaper. Even with the narrow tires on and everything on it, it is cheaper than the one we just sold by $2,000. So we're gonna buy that. We are not currently going to take that with us, however. Oh, the trailer should have a rear hitch, I think, to where we could maybe let's have a look. I think this has a rear pin hitch. Yes, it does. And that's on what platform? Nice, Joe. Very nice. Alright, so we're going to try to make this a little easier on ourselves. What we're going to do is we are going to position this neatly behind the other trailer so we don't have to try to side shift that other trailer to get it to connect to this baler. That'll do. Yes, I do like commercial grade kitchen equipment. It makes short work of everything. So, we just need to line up pretty doggone straight with this guy so that we can go nearly straight backwards. It doesn't have to be perfect. Alright, we want to go to the left just a hair, which would mean turning the front wheels to the left so that it pushes the tongue to the left. And now reversing that. Come on. Bingo! Nice. Now we can take all this in one trip and there's traffic. Tight squeeze. So anyway, as I was saying, I've done quite a bit of work off camera because I played the game before work and during my lunch break. I at least doubled the time on the tractor. I did a ton of contracts, but I've sunk all that money back into having more equipment. We now have a plow, a baler, a bale trailer. Obviously, I just swapped sprayers. And a windrower. And we're off to... I've already mowed, tedded, and windrowed the goat field. So we are currently heading back to actually bale it up now. You're funny, Joe. You're funny. I enjoy my job most of the time. I had a pretty rough day today, though. So I really enjoyed taking the lunch break and relaxing with a little farm sim. Alright, tight squeeze. Oh, I'm only in my 40s. I've got a way to go before I get to retire. Climb that hill, baby. You can do it, little Massey. You can do it. Alright, so leave the baler here. I am not going to even try to back the trailer in at the moment. Mostly because all of our bays are full except for one. On the upside, our goats have been busy making some goat milk. I should probably take that and get it sold at some point. Oh, da 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 da. 180s. That is filling up fast. uh, oh, that was smooth. I am now hooked to the trailer. And now I'm unhooked. Good. And I apparently do not have the script for the Better Baler experience installed like I thought I did. Oops. There's a script that brings you to a stop automatically at exactly the correct time when you have a full bale. I believe it's called Round Baler Extension. Very useful mod. I should probably add it. I can't say for sure, Husky, but I can say I've never seen one. I suspect they do exist here. So, hold on. Let me... Oh, yeah, we definitely have New Holland. New Holland is an American company, so... and now that they've merged with Case... I have seen JCB telehandlers. I've just never seen a JCB tractor. But yes, New Holland, Case, John Deere... all the AGCO stuff, Class, those are all here. Class, I've never seen a tractor. I've seen harvesters, especially forage harvesters. Massey, Alice Chalmers, Old International Farmalls, Cockshut, Minneapolis Moline, but he can't get any of those, Joe. If I recall correctly, he's on console, where they don't have all those wonderful mods. There's a farm near me that uses a bunch of the AGCO Alice tractors. 7,000, 8,000 series stuff. They have a ton of them. At least 6 of them. I shouldn't say near me, it's about an hour and a half away, but I used to drive by it all the time when I was still driving semi-truck, because it was right down the road from the farm that I drove for. Alright, I'm going to tell you right now, this is too much of a pain in the rump. Quit to menu. Oh yeah, we have Kubota too. And yes, Massey. Lots of Masseys around here. Downloadable content. Extension. I have it? Oh. So, uninstall. Yep. Then reinstall. Cool, perfect. Tab out of the game. Stop the server. Give me just a second, guys. I'm adding this round baler extension because it really does make life so much better. Alright, added to the server. Just need to enable it. Activate. And start the server back up. What kind of Massey do you have, Joe? Do you know what year it is? Okay, so it'll be a Perkins diesel, 3-cylinder. So like a 135 through 185 series, or maybe even a 215 through 285. I think the 1X5s were finished within the 50s, but I think might have bled into the early 60s. Cab or open station? Nice. Sounds like a little bit bigger of a model. Although the higher number 1X5s and 2X5s were kind of beastly. Not massive, but beastly for their size. It's bigger than a Ford 4000. All right. It might be a 1200 series. It's like a 1205 or something. All right. Let's do this again. And now I can just keep the cruise control on even, and it'll bring me to a stop automatically. Ford 4000 is a medium small tractor with a really funky shifting transmission. But if the transmission works well, they're a great tractor. Wow, that's a steal of a deal for 1,800 bucks. I'm jealous. I want it. As I ramp the fence. I mean, I paid $1,500 plus $100 delivery for my farm all, and it's nowhere near as powerful of a tractor as what you're talking about. Nice. Only a model. Seven bales already. Getting close to number 8. And it slows me down. Poops out the bale. And automatically puts me back going. I love this mod. I mean, I prefer a continuous square baler, but we couldn't afford that. Now, something I've always been curious about is how does that affect their meadow grass? I mean, it's down. It's not full anymore. It was 60-some thousand liters before. But I'm guessing they ate that down. That's what I said, Joe. Oh. Agreed. I mean, I left some on the edges, but only enough for a couple thousand liters. Number 10 right here. And a goat has escaped. It's out there by... Or no, that must be a deer. That's a deer right in front of me, too. Okay, yeah, that's a deer jumping the fence. I know in the game it ran through it, but we're going to say it jumped the fence. What 270? We are going to end up with 13 bales. I would get bored buying the same tractor all the time. I like variety. Just watch my vintage series to prove that. I have over 1,000 mods installed for my vintage series. They're not all tractors, of course, but I'd say there's a couple hundred tractors in there, if I had to guess. Yep, 13 bales. No, I was reading chat and drove right into the gate. Good job. That was slick. Thought I was aimed better than that. Oh, dirt, 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 dirt. Bogan. Oh, how I wish I could afford that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Something's not working right. I don't appear to have universal auto load on this trailer despite having it installed. And I swear I set it up on the trailer when I bought it. Help! Because I am certainly not going to go through and pick all those up by hand. Were you on a couple weeks ago, Joe, when I showed what Richard and I will be starting with on our small start competitive multiplayer that we're doing? Yeah, I did that, Joe. I did it a couple times. Yeah, without mods, that kind of series would definitely not be possible. I suppose before I get too crazy here. I'm an idiot. Look. Toggle, select, fill, item, disabled. No, that's what that should be. Yeah, something's wrong. I don't know, because I don't know what your last message was supposed to say. The last message we saw is that your only modded tractor is the quad track. Extended down. Oh, look. Log trailer. There we go. Enable side loading so that I don't have to do anything other than drive by. Extend the range. Yes. Oh. I can't reload vehicles? Well, that stinks. I guess I'll have to save and reset the server because that's what forces a reload. You're funny, Husky. You're funny. All right, now the trailer should work. Helps if you actually remember to set it up correctly. Come on, you silly bugger thing. I feel like Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park. Must go faster. Must go faster. Must go faster. Ooh, pardon me. Just well, I guess we'll see when we get back there. If it doesn't work, I'll just swap it out for another trailer. That's funny. I've heard conflicting things about him. Some people say he's a great guy in person. Some people say he's an asshole. I suspect he's a little bit of both. That it has to do with how you act towards him and around him. Well, I haven't met anybody famous either, so... And that's... Actually, that's not true. And, wow, let's take that back off. That was very extended range. I met Pavel Datsyuk, former Red Wings player, while he was still playing, at a gas station of all places. That's funny, Joe. That's funny. I've almost met Ted Nugent. I almost met Tom Petty. I almost met Bob Seger. But almost doesn't count. All three of those guys are singers, musicians. Ted Nugent, the Nuge. One of the best Michigan-born musicians ever. So is Bob Seger, though. Yeah. Look up the song Fredbear by Ted Nugent. In fact, I'll look it up for you. Ah! Whoa, we don't want to be doing that now. That was close. Well, here you go. After the stream, that's my favorite Ted Nugent song for many reasons. Joe would probably appreciate that one too, for most of those same reasons. It's a song the modern world probably doesn't agree with, though, since it's saying that young people should do things like take a bow and go out and hunt a bear with a bow. I don't find anything wrong with that. I had one of Fred Bear's bows growing up, in fact, as a teenager. That's what I hunted with when I bow hunted. I never hunted a bear, but, you know, I would have if my dad had given me the option. Taking a black bear with a bow and arrow is a hell of a feat. Taking a bigger bear like a grizzly or a brown bear, that's borderline insanity. Life is illegal where you're from. Y'all don't get to live. Uh-oh. Oh, is that how I get in there? No. They have to have special permits to have shotguns for hunting. They can't just own them. Red tape and government overreach. That's the name of the game. And wow, those hay bales aren't worth much. Yikes. Of course, our government's trying to go down the same path. At least parts of our government are. Pretty soon, poor Husky's gonna need permission from the government to wipe his own ass. Well, you better get started on that process of moving right now. I give it 5 more years. Nope, you couldn't do that now. You're right. That would get you 5 to 15 now. Unless you have a really good attorney. Wouldn't know. Never watched that show. I'm not a big TV watcher. Well, I try to avoid that stuff too. Rots the brain. Hmm. Okay, that worked. But it won't take them off the trailer. Okay, I can solve that. Solved. Goat milk. Where am I taking goat milk? To the dairy, which is Wary? Oh, right there. We can do that. Woo! Whoa! 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 Oh, how did I do that? I saved that somehow. That was entertaining. Well, hell to the yeah, I will take that. Really, with your washing line right in the way? Yeah, no doubt. But that is like 1/10 of the money that we need. We barely made anything despite going for an hour already. What have I got for contracts? Oh. Oh. Yes, please. I might as well take them both. Yep. I mean, that's not great, but it's right next door. Alright, we got some contracts we can do. Well, the plowing contract is right next door, so we might as well do that first, eh? All the messages. I should really put my phone on silent while I'm streaming, but what if there's an emergency? This chisel plow is perfect for this map, size-wise. I can barely get in and out of here. What the hell? How the hell did I get this thing in here? I'm sure it doesn't help I'm trying to turn this sharp-ass corner either. There we go. I've done it. Is that lowered? It's lowered. That was half the problem. The Ford fuckers. This thing is great because it mulches and then plows. The Ranger is not a big truck. The Ranger is a small truck. The Ranger is an ant compared to a Chevy 2500. Heck, it's an ant compared to my Dodge 1500. Yeah, that makes sense. Yep. As if a tank is not a weapon. Oh, right. It's only a weapon if you have ammunition for it. Mm-hmm. Most of the tanks they own are disarmed anyway, Joe. They have these slugs of metal put in the barrels and welded in place so that it would be difficult to reactivate them. You'd have to bore the barrel out again. Not that it can't be done, but the machinery to do it. Yeah. And then you'd have to get ammunition somewhere. Yeah. The ammunition's the real hard part. We have a few private owners of tanks here in the States, too. And of private owners of military aircraft. Oh, Husky. Alright, here we go again. Playing monkey buggers with the corner. Oh no! It's the stupid hedge. Where the collisions are at don't always make sense. Like, you could push through the very edge of a hedge like that. Except that there's fences inside the hedges. Which is what I'm getting stuck on. And I don't know if I can remove it or not. That's so not what I wanted to do. There we go. Yeah, not removable. You can see, maybe, yeah, there's the fence post for the gate, right in the edge of the hedge there. Weird part is, this morning I didn't have any trouble getting in and out of there. Of course, I wasn't trying to go around that corner. That's the big difference. I don't feel like monkeying around with backing this in right this minute, so... Definitely a tight little yard right here. All right, you troublemaker, hush. I'm glad I didn't go for the other plow I was looking at. It would not fit. All right, Maverick. Whatever that means. Maverick. Somebody came upstairs to join me. He's attacking his ROPE. Yes. You basically did a pretty good paraphrase of one of his lines from the first movie. I had the shot, there was no danger, so I took it. It's a good one. The original. I wasn't quite so impressed by the new one, but what do you do? If you're as knowledgeable about military matters as I am, the second one especially just messes with you because it's... the whole mission plan is wrong. It's a worthy successor in that it gets young people excited about military aviation. But for those of us who already know about military aviation, it has major issues. I still enjoyed the movie, but that is not at all how they would have done the mission. Not at all. Not even remotely. Yep. Do, 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 do. Nope, I don't. Most of the stuff I find interesting won't show up on that app, because it's all military. And a lot of it's stealth. Two things popping into the sale. And I'm not interested in either one. Oh, I didn't say that they wouldn't be on there at all. Just the stuff I'm interested in wouldn't be. You're not going to see an F-22 on that. Or an F-35. Unless they have their transponders turned on to be directed by civilian air traffic control. And then they're not doing anything fun, so, eh. I guess fertilizing will have to wait until the following day, eh? Yeah, and what plane would that be? I knew you were going to say the Antonov. Scorp. Stop being a pain in my ass. Scorp, I don't pay you at all. Ooh, venison chili. Now I'm hungry. Not really. Damn it, it's too early to be this tired. In the words of some famous musician, I'm much too young to feel this damn old. Oh. Yeah, Husky, but how old are you? 20-something, right? Tell me that when you're in your mid-40s. Or Joe's age. At a point in your life, the body just won't want to do it anymore. Right, Alexander? Get back on your bed, please. Slurposaurus Rex. No, I don't want moose kisses. No moose kisses. Go back on your bed, you pain in the ass. Shut up, Scorp. Of course you are. Stop wagging your tail at me and get on your bed. Good boy. So you walk way over there, stick your head right in the camera. That's good. Good boy. Play with your rope. Play with your rope. That's a good boy. Lucky you, Scorp. Lucky you. I have Thursday and Friday off for the holiday, but I don't have any more vacation until Christmas. I have all between Christmas and New Year's off. You're funny, Husky. No. Not until you're 40. If you're still washing dishes at 40, then you can complain. I'd even say 35. If you're still washing dishes at 35, you can complain. Oh, that would be a nightmare, Scorp. And no, you won't, Husky. You will mind it at 40 because you won't be making enough money. It's not about the job, it's about how much money you would be making at the job. You won't be happy with it because you won't get anywhere in life. Of course, by the time you're 40, the world is going to be in shambles anyway. Nobody's going to have a job. We're all going to be just trying to survive. Those of us that make it that far. That's what I'm saying, Husky. I don't think we will. Some people will, but I don't think everybody will. The world has gone to hell in a handbasket. And our idiot politicians are throwing in hand grenades. By the bushel. Scorp, AI has already deemed you irrelevant. Oh, you're funny, Husky. How old are you, Husky? Because sometimes you seem like you're 25 and sometimes you seem like you're 15. Oh, Scorp, no. I said it has deemed you irrelevant. I didn't say it has decided to do anything about it. Joe, you're making me jealous again. Knock it off. I really need to get to that before the world goes to hell. We're dudes. We all have the mental age of 12, at least 50% of the time. We think fart jokes are funny. We think farts are funny. You're supposed to be playing with your rope, sir, not licking your foot. And you're a good boy. Alright, come on. Go play with your rope. Go get it. Get that rope. Play with it. Beat it up. I love it when you play with your rope. No, I don't want to play with your rope. I want you to play with your rope. Exactly, Scorp. Farts are funny and boobs are great. We are all 12. Or maybe 13. Depends on when puberty hit. Really? That only takes 80 horsepower, huh? It's a poop flinger. Or a regular fertilizer spreader. Nice. I can't agree with that, Scorp. Never been a motor boater. Not my thing. But I will agree that size isn't that important as long as they are appropriate to the body they're hanging off of. Exactly, Husky. Natural and appropriately sized. That's what I like. You're funny, Joe. Oh, you're funny. Oh, man. You're just not going to be good tonight, are you, stinker butt? Go on your bed. Get your rope. Go play. Daddy's screaming tonight again. He's like, Dad, play with me today, dang it. You gotta actually give me the end of the rope, dude. If you want me to play tug with you, there you go. Oh! As he rips it out of my hand immediately. That's why you need a private lake, Joe. I might have been driving one of those speedboats with the skiers. If you were ever in Michigan doing it. But I tried to be respectful of fishermen and stay as far away from them as I could. They have to share the lake, though. I am also a fisherman. So stock one. Come on, Joe. You have the beautiful peace and privacy. Oh, they're that kind of pond, eh? I'd be, getting a backhoe and digging one of them out. Oh, crappie. Yum. Let it go, Scorp. You're walking the line. The razor's edge. Like you said, a dangerous sport. I'll agree with that, Joe. Jet skiers, as a group, as a generality, obviously there are exceptions, but as a generality, are assholes towards people fishing, towards people doing any other kind of water sports. In fact, they just don't care. That explains a lot, Scorp. You mental case. So the problem with jet skiers in general is that most of them are city folk with no concept of how to behave in nature. More money in the making right there. Yeehaw. At some point, they are going to need water. Thankfully, they don't seem to consume very much of it. Oh, 700 Vario, eh? I had my once a week whiskey last night, so. Yeah, I don't like beer either. That's why I drink the scotch. Unfortunately, the damn scotch is expensive. That's why I don't drink every day. Well, one of the reasons. I need to get busy with the story of Hank. I think that's part of what I will do over my Thanksgiving holiday, is record like 3 or 4 episodes of Hank. There's a picture of me out there drinking one of my dad's beers when I was about 1.5 years old, I think. It says "little shit drinking dad's beer" as the handwritten caption on the back. Good old-fashioned Polaroid. As I miss my corner, reading chat. Yeah, I'll be eating plenty of turkey on the day and some the following day. Uh-huh. 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 Boy, that's expensive. Haunch of venison? Yum. I should probably check if there's any further contracts, shouldn't I? All of these contracts stink. We're just doing a turkey for Thanksgiving. Christmas we'll do a turkey and a ham. But as for your turkey sandwiches there, Scorp, well, pepper jack, cheese, Miracle Whip, and slices of turkey when it was cooked, it was injected with Tony Chachere's butter jalapeno injectable marinade. Am I going the right way? No, because I drove right past it like a numpty head because I was talking. Nasty. I hate cranberries. I would never do that. Oh, I'm an idiot. But I did go the wrong way. I gotta go down this road. We never did find the way into that field, did we? It's gotta be either right here in the corner or right here in the corner. I inject my turkey with the Tony Chachere's every year. Everyone loves it. The jalapeno isn't overwhelming. And I rub lemon pepper on the outside, under the skin, if I remember and have time. I don't always remember. Things get busy. But we aren't going to have anybody around this year, so it shouldn't get busy. So I should remember this year. Yeah, I hate cranberries. So does my wife, so works out good. Ugh. Alright, so there's an entrance to that field. You're funny, Scorp. Alright. Same. It keeps the turkey from drying out, or whatever bird you're cooking from drying out. And there's nothing worse than a dried out turkey. Alright, we gotta cheat just a little bit here. How the frickin' frack? Okay, I drive through the other field. So I come down here, go in. Oh, there's a different entrance. So there's two entrances to this field right here. This long one, and then that one right there. And then I can drive through the field verge into the other field. Yeah, I don't disagree. Injecting any bird makes it better because they all dry out. It's exactly what it sounds like. You give thanks for whatever you're thankful about. It's about getting together with family, even though not everyone does. We're not this year. And giving thanks. Warm up for Christmas. It is that, isn't it? It's the time of year for fat foodies like me to get fatter. That's what it really is. And by Indians, he means Native Americans, not true Indians. And of course, religious groups have twisted it into a religious holiday where you have to give thanks to God and stuff like that, which was never what it was about. For them, it was being thankful to be alive and be fed. Probably well fed for the first time since they started their voyage, if we're being honest here. uh, yeah, a lot of families will go around the table and everybody has to say what they're thankful for. I never cared much for that tradition. But I am thankful for my dogs and how sane they help me stay. And the good woman that I found that puts up with all my eccentricities and bullshit. Beyond that, I'm pretty much just thankful for the simple life. Good luck with that, Scorp. Lady Metal would say that's the only reason she puts up with me. And then she would tell me to hush my noise when I disagreed with her. And then Scorp would say something pathetic. Will only ever be paid in hopes and dreams. But not our own hopes and dreams. I find it interesting that the tram lines in this field are exactly the right width for my sprayer. I'm gonna have to get fuel in this tractor soon. We're below half a tank. Then I would just have to charge it off of a generator powered by diesel. That's what people don't understand about electricity. You still have to generate the electricity from something. Coal, diesel, nuclear power. All of them have their pluses and minuses. All of them can pollute the environment. Electric is not actually better for the environment, especially considering that it costs 5 times as much pollution to excavate the materials needed to make one of those stupid car batteries than it does to drive the same car powered by gasoline. You are not a net positive to the environment driving an electric vehicle. Facts. There are already electric tractors, Husky. Elon would be late to the party. And with his ugly ass styling, ugh. Well, Joe, because I'm going on the assumption that we're going to start recycling those damn batteries instead of polluting landfills with them. Fingers crossed. Although that'll probably still pollute the environment somehow too. Yeah, well, sort of. The technology for the cars is mostly there. The technology for the electric grid is not there. Have you seen their semi, the Tesla semi? It's just as hideous as a Cybertruck. And useless outside of California. It has a top speed of 55 miles an hour. There ain't no truck driver in the entire country outside of California where they're only allowed to go 55 miles an hour that would want to drive that. Sorry, 65 is bad enough, especially when you're in a state like Oklahoma, Texas, parts of Ohio, where they allow you to go 70, 75, or even 80. Ah, 1 minute left. No. Oklahoma's 80, Scorp, even for semis on their toll road. I never got sent to Oklahoma, unfortunately. So I never got to experience the speed. Not that it would have mattered, because the trucking company that I was driving for that would have sent me to Oklahoma had governed trucks governed at 65. I can't do harvesting contracts, damn it. I do not have, nor can I afford a harvester. Well, what it is for cars, Joe, is different for semis in most states. Which is also a problem, especially if it's a large difference, because if the difference is too large, you actually cause more accidents by having too great of a speed differential. Yeah, I couldn't remember for sure if Texas did the 80 mile an hour on the toll roads or not. I kind of thought they did, but I couldn't remember. Well, now we're in trouble, though, because we have no contract work we can do. Can't even do the deadwood because I'd have to spend 1,000 on the chainsaw. Yes, Husky, some of them do. Not all, but some. That's up to the individual company. But most companies are that do limit them are either 62 miles an hour, 63 miles an hour, 64 miles an hour, or 65 miles an hour. When I drove hauling milk, which you can find videos of on my YouTube channel here, when I did that job, most of our trucks were governed at 72 because we drive through Ohio where we can go 70 mile an hour, and the company was nice enough to give us an extra 2 mile an hour over that to let us speed just a little bit to pass the slowpokes. And that was wonderful. Except one truck. One truck we had was governed at 68 miles an hour for some stupid reason. I found out it's because that truck used to drive in Canada, and you guys have dumb laws up there too. I say you guys because I do have some Canadian viewers, but also because Canada is still part of the Commonwealth as well. Piss on the Commonwealth. What a dumb idea. Well, with your tight, narrow roads, that makes and smaller distances to go, it works for you. My state is as big as your entire country. So that just doesn't work when we have to drive 3 or 4 states away. You guys also haul a lot heavier loads in the UK, at least. Oh, man. It's just not going to give me any good contracts, is it? There we go. That's part of why I added the narrow roads part of that. You can't have people going manic speeds in a lot of Europe. But we have big, wide lane, open expressways. And then also your heavier loads. I know all about your heavier loads over there because I watch Calamity Jane sometimes. She's a UK-based truck driver. Heavy haul truck driver. Very heavy haul. Well, the double nickel was the speed limit everywhere back in the 60s, 70s, earlier for semi-trucks. Sounds fun, Joe. And yes, I'm being sarcastic. Or as I like to call it, sarcastic. Yeah, Joe, you and Scorp are both tall dudes. He's not sleeping. He's just irritated with me because I'm not playing with him. Isn't that right? You want Daddy to play tugs with you, don't you? It's like, duh, Dad, what kind of idiot are you? Yeah, you're a good boy. So well behaved. And I'll tell you what, he misses truck driving because he was my trucking buddy. He misses it more than I do. Yaris Goldhorn. I didn't know that you watched Viva La Dirt League D&D. Oops. I made that wrong turn again. A Mazda 3. Well, there he goes as Lady Metal calls him to go outside potty. We had a brief appearance from a twin. I don't know which one. I didn't catch in time. That looks like so much fun to get in there. I think I can do it, though. I mean, I know I can do it, but I think I can do it without hitting anything. Well, as long as I can see. Well, that's a diesel boy. Look at that. Slicker than Teflon. And now it's a Reese's Peanut Butter Butt. Okay. You stinker, come here. I'm trying to pet you. Goofy girl. We named her Reese because when we first got her, we couldn't come up with a good name for her. And I made an offhand comment about her coloration looking like Reese cups, peanut butter and chocolate. And she got the name Reese. So a similar story, Joe. That's great. Husky, the like button is currently broken on mobile. Known issue by YouTube. I got notified about it today when I logged into my YouTube studio to set up the stream. Weird. It's not supposed to be working on phones. What did they do? Fix it on the phone and break it everywhere else? That would be par for the course. Who the hell knows what YouTube's got going on? They break everything. Dinner. Love it. My sister named all her cats after food, most of them after cheese. My sister is not right in the head. Not that I'm right in the head, mind you. That's not at all what I'm saying. Because I am most definitely not. Well, since they've all abandoned us, we'll just turn that back off. I can't argue with your logic, Husky. I would have to say no one. Nice, Scorp. Nice. You know, I am put in mind of another song. Originally by Genesis, but covered so well by David Draymond and his band, Disturbed, in a heavy metal cover. It's called Land of Confusion. We are definitely living in it right now. I bet Scorp and Joe both know the song. Possibly both versions of the song. But they would at least both know the Genesis version. Well, there's the answer to that part of it. Every cover Disturbed has ever done of a classic rock and roll song has been chef's kiss amazing. Their cover of The Sound of Silence just blew my mind the first time I heard it. Godsmack, I would say the same thing about, with the exception of maybe one song. But I can't remember which one that is right now. But their cover of Come Together, amazing. Oh, the one I didn't like is the Godsmack cover of Rocky Mountain Way. But to be fair, I was never really a fan of the original either. So, That might be why. Oh, that's the definitive version of Smooth Criminal is the Alien Ant Farm cover. The way he even frickin' dances like Michael just makes me laugh every time. Grabbing his junk. Let's see, Five Finger Death Punches are also done some really good covers. Their cover of Kenny Wade Shepherd's Blue on Black, that's another one that's awesome. Their cover of The Offspring's Gone Away, awesome. Their cover of Bad Company, no thank you. They changed the lyrics, don't like it, really don't like it. If you guys want to have fun, look up Carry On, Wayward Son, metal cover by Leo. He also does a good cover of Sultans of Swing with a woman whose name I can't remember. Bad Wolves. And that was not supposed to be a cover. It was supposed to be a collaboration. But she literally died the day that she was supposed to go into the theater and record that song with Bad Wolves. So they did something pretty awesome. They made it as a cover and gave every penny of the profit, not every penny, but every penny of the profit they made on the song to her children. Which I think is sweet as hell. Yes, Mary Spender, that's right. I couldn't remember her name. So another fun one. Can't remember the guy's name. Anthony Vincent did a cover of Welcome to the Jungle in the... Yes, Leo's videos are greatness on their own. But this guy, Anthony Vincent, did a cover of Welcome to the Jungle in the style of Rammstein. There's your link in the chat. He's pretty good, too, at doing his weird viewer request covers. The video Leo did with that other guy for Carry On Wayward Son was frickin' hilarious. Especially when the other guy's wig fell off, the big red-haired wig. Oh, shit. That was greatness. Wah, wah, wah. That one fell a little flat there, Husky. A $10,000 bailing job. Yes, please. And we're going to take the $1,700 one that we're literally right next to. Shit! Was it? Damn it! Good catch, Joe. Damn it. I have a fix for that. Hold your horses. Hold your horses. Yes, it is in there. Good. All right. Save. We got to exit out. Come on, game, minimize. I have to go. I know you guys can't see this, but I have to go shut down the server again. And go end, browse, work, upload, home, add it, save it, start it up again. Oh, Husky, Husky, Husky. Try again. Try again, sir. Now we sit here and twiddle for a minute. Come on. There it is. Oh, now I've got Carry On Wayward Son stuck in my head. Damn it, Scorp. Way to turn his non-funny into a funny. Uh... Oh, come on. Don't get stuck at 55%. Move along. Lady Metal in the house. All right, here you go, Joe. Thought I already accepted the contract on 17. The payment for it. Oh, 17 is cultivating now. Where's 36? 36 is back by the house. Okay. Oh. Now they're all back up here. Bloop. Bleep bloop it down there in the comments. Name that content creator. Nothing wrong with dark humor. Lady Metal and I do dark humor almost exclusively. Oh, don't give me that only for me bullshit. You do dark humor with Melinda, too. And Chrissy. Nutcase. Then again, you kind of have to be to put up with me, don't you? Bite me, dough girl. Oh. Har, har, har. Oh no, Lady Metal is currently on board with buying a house in the country. I don't have to worry about that one, thankfully. Ew, score, you pervert. Don't you want to know? Yeah, Joe, we've talked about just getting land and living in either a motorhome or a tiny house while we have a house built. We have definitely talked about that. Don't know if that's the route we're going to go. It depends on what we find when we are in a position to do the move. I don't think Lady Metal had the vision at first either, but after talking it to death for like 7 years now, it feels like. Wow. Nice. Alright, so that's that field, which was round baling. Let's... No problem, Husky. Have a good night. Get some rest, man. I know you're in the UK. It's all good. Shut up, Scorp. I resemble that remark. See ya, Husky. I did it again, didn't I? I did. Way to miss the corner, dumbass. But look at that turning circle. It's this road. All right, Joe, you still here? Field 36. Square bales. I have a round baler. And off I go, working the contract. I do love this mod. I normally go the other way around, though, of getting a square baler and doing round bale contracts. Well, stop eating so much turkey, Scorp. So the mod is called Work Anywhere, and technically you can use it to cheat, even worse than using the wrong type of baler. You can literally go farm someone else's fields. Or parts of the map that you can't normally buy. I don't do that, of course, but I could. Well, see, I don't really consider this cheating, Scorp, because in real life, if you have straw on your field that you want baled and you want to hire someone to do it, and that person only has a round baler, you don't say, no, I want square bales, I'm just going to let the hay or the straw rot in the field. You let them do it with their round baler. That's just how the world works. That's not my problem, Joe. They do it somehow. They'll put them somewhere. It might not necessarily be in the loft. That's true, Scorp. You wouldn't do that either. Haylofts aren't really a thing anymore, except for on small farms. I'll have one. Most likely, anyway. But the baler that I'm going to buy is going to be a small baler anyway. Exactly. I've got a Massey Ferguson 12 and a Massey Ferguson 124. Both of those on my marketplace watch list. They are both small square balers. That actually doesn't mean anything, Scorp. It's getting them up there that's the problem. Because if you stack enough small ones, it weighs the same as the big ones. And takes up approximately the same amount of room. So, that's... And yeah, I can imagine it. I've been in several old barns. Their beams are massive 8x8 timbers. Their posts are either 8x8 or 10x10 timbers. They're huge. And we're talking these old-fashioned barns that I'm talking about, true 8x8 and 10x10. Rough cut. Not, you know, less than that modern lumber garbage. We used a conveyor. One of the hayloft conveyors, powered off of a tractor PTO, when I was a kid and helped with the landlord's hay baling. That's what we used. I don't remember what Great Uncle Ike used. I don't remember if he even did hay. I don't think so. I only ever remember him doing arable crops. But he might have. That was a lot of years ago. And he has long since passed. I think I'll go back to this other end of the field and work from this end down, since the gate is closer to the other end. The real problem with large square bales in a hayloft isn't getting them into the hayloft, it's moving them once they are up there. Because you can't do that by hand, like you can with the small ones. You'd have to have some kind of crane and rail system. Jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Well, you guys were hearing my sob story about my daughter yesterday. I realized that the reason I've been thinking about her so much is because her birthday is tomorrow. 24. Same age as Husky. What a mess. There we go. Big old monster outside of my horsepower range, though, and too big to easily get down the lanes. Yep. I don't know if you were here for the story yesterday or not, Joe. I don't remember. Gotcha. Yeah. I get it. It's a difficult age, and the world that we live in these days makes it even more difficult. But it still breaks my heart. I'm glad, Joe. I am very glad. Shut up, Scorp. This isn't a country channel. Though I do know the song. I prefer the fart joke knockoff of that song, though. Don't tell my fart, my stinky, smelly fart. No thanks, Scorp. No habla, no, damn it. No habla español. And no desire either. I don't enjoy the language. I would rather learn Russian. Parlez-vous français? French? Sprechen Sie Deutsch? German? Yes, you and your tutti frutti booty. That's actually one of the things about the Spanish language that I don't like. Everything has a gender connotation. There is no gender neutral word for an inanimate object, which to me is the most irritating and stupid thing about a language. Well, one of the. I don't like it. My television set does not have a frickin' gender. French does not truly have that problem anymore. They have gone away from that, partially. And I'm well aware that Italian has the same problem. And Latin, for that matter. I know. Languages in general fascinate me. That might not be something we've ever talked about before, but I know words and phrases from Japanese, Spanish, Italian, French, Dutch, German, Russian, Scots Gaelic, yeah. A little Swedish. Actually, not much of that. Like, yeah, not much at all. But same thing in my job. I know like 15 different software languages at this point because I enjoy it and I pick them up easily. Although I smashed my head against work today. Oh my goodness. I was on the struggle bus. Not a problem with my software languages. A problem with someone else's software. You know, typical bullshit. What might hurt, Joe? Riding the struggle bus? It does hurt. Wow, the lag right there, that was beautiful. A triple rubber band. I don't think I've ever had a triple rubber band before. That was wild. 0 dropped frames though, so the stream is doing great. 15,000 kbps and 0 dropped frames. going for 3 hours and 6 minutes and 30 seconds. I know exactly what that rubber band is for. You turned those poor bulls into oxen. And probably sent them off to slaughter. After they got older a little bit, I presume. Sent them off, what, 2.5, 3 years old? It got dark. Wow, 18 months, huh? I didn't think they reached their full size until at least 2 years old. I wish I would have done that, Joe. I mean, I sort of did. I spent some time working on my great Uncle Ike's farm, but not a lot. Yeah, I mean, obviously, at the one place we lived, I already talked about helping the landlord with the hay baling. I was pretty young for that, too. We lived there when I was in 3rd and 4th grades. So does that put me about 10? My dad had a steel wheel John Deere when I was a kid, along with a farm maul. Rubber tires on the farm maul. I don't think I ever saw the steel wheel John Deere running. If I did, I was so young I don't remember it. It always sat at his friend Fred's house and never moved. Considering that my dad was not a farmer, he was a truck driver, it kind of makes sense. He did help with farming sometimes, though. And on the farm, you probably got paid in cash under the table, right? So no problems. That was my favorite part about working on the old farm. Cash under the table, all in my pocket, except what I had to give my parents for gas money to drive me to and from. I just wish I had done more of it. I didn't enjoy it at the time, though. I wanted something different with life, and I regret that now as an adult. But when you're a kid, you don't know what you don't know. Wow. Not bad. Of course, when you were 18, wasn't $1,000 an acre a little bit on the expensive side? I guess it depends on where you were at. Because here, that would have been on the expensive side. In the early 90s, land here was about anywhere, depending on what type of land it was, anywhere between like $500 and $800 an acre. Well, we went from, what did we start at? Like 4 grand, 6 grand, something like that, up to 51 in about 3 hours. And I need to make 220 be our total. Yikes. I'm going to have to put in some hours before next Thursday, before Richard can join. Yeah. And willing to give up 3 acres of what I presume was actually farmland. That sounds to me like he thought quite a lot of you. Yeah, it definitely sounds like he thought quite a lot of you. Shame on me for leaving that in the air all the time. Don't I know about kinetic energy? Stored kinetic energy at that. Alrighty. That is where we are going to call it for tonight, though. We're over 3 hours. I'm tired. My eyeballs are floating. And all that good stuff. I'd like to thank you all for watching, for the great conversation. And as always, I will see you on the next one.